Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video, we're gonna do a June, maybe May favorites video. I know I totally skipped last month. I didn't have a lot of products or a lot of new products that I wanted to talk about, so I went ahead and I didn't film, but here we are making up for lost time. So I'm going to talk about my favorites for the last 2 months. There aren't a lot of products. I will be honest with you, there aren't a lot of products, but the products that I do have been favorites. Also, it's still really hot in California, in case you were wondering. Before we begin, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Also, be sure to check out my other social media handles. I'm very active on Instagram. I feel like that is my favorite social media platform. Do give a follow. I will link them down below at the bottom bar for you. Let's get started with this month's favorites video. For my first favorite of the month, let's talk about the Drunk Elephant TLC SUKARI Baby Facial. This facial mask is good for all skin types. It improves skin tone and texture, and it is made with no parabens, sulfates, phthalates, and it's also cruelty-free. This retails for $80, and I purchased mine at Sephora. I did get, I guess, a sample of their oil, and I upgraded to a full size because I fell in love with it. So here we are, Drunk Elephant TLC SUKARI Baby Facial. She retails for $80 at Sephora. This is supposed to resurface and reveal. It is 25% AHA and 2% BHA. So this is supposed to improve texture, and it's also supposed to smooth and improve the radiance of the skin. I use this once a week. I do like to go in with steam prior to using this bad boy here, and I do steam the skin for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I usually mist the Murad hydrating toner to prep the skin for treatment, and then after that I leave this on for about 20 minutes. Nothing past that. Depending on the sensitivity level of the skin, I will feel a tingle, and sometimes I do not. You do have to kind of be careful with the environment and your stress levels, as that does tend to play a factor in your sensitivity levels. I see that with my clients, and I also experience that with my own skin. Say for example, I'm really stressed out, or I've been out and about for too long, I will feel this tingle more than previous times that I've used the product. With the tingle or the pin prickling sensation, it does go away between, a minute or 2 minutes into applying the product, and then after that, you just feel like you have a light layer of something on the skin. And I do rinse it with sometimes cold water and sometimes warm water, not hot water, and it does rinse off fairly easily. It can be a little sticky after application, but nothing too intense. It does apply fairly easily onto the skin. I do apply a light layer. Usually after rinsing the skin, I do feel it smoother. Pores look a little bit more refined. Texture, like I said, is smoother, and the skin is just glowing. And I do use this once a week, and sometimes I follow that with more facial masks or a sheet mask. That has been a favorite of mine for the last 2 months. I highly recommend it. Now on to our next item. This is another Drunk Elephant product. This is the Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil, and she looks like this. This oil is good for all skin types. She retails for $72. Now I got introduced to this facial oil when I purchased this guy. It came with, a mini sample, and again, I loved it, so I had to upgrade to the full size. And I feel like that's what happens whenever I try a Drunk Elephant product. I do go in and try a mini, and then I love it, and then I upgrade to the full size. So that's how I've gotten hooked on their products. This is supposed to hydrate, nourish, and leave the skin nice and glowy. It's got powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radical damage, and this also absorbs quickly onto the skin. And usually how I like to use this is if I'm really tired and I don't want to do much to the skin, I know I'll wake up with great skin if I use this as my end or my topper or my moisturizer for the evening. I also like to use this after applying a sheet mask onto the skin as my topper or my moisturizer, just because I know that this will not counteract with the sheet masks. This works nicely with anything that you put before it. That's how I found that it works for me. I do apply 2 to 3 drops all over the face, then maybe 1 or 2 on the neck, and I just kind of bring that down to the chest as well. This is safe for under eye use. I've only used it on the orbital bone once, but I feel like right now I am in a committed relationship with my Mario Badescu Sally Firm drops. Still, I know that I just want to carry on with using that, and then maybe I'll try to implement this into the orbital bone. For now, I have been loving this. I do love the results. The skin just wakes up nourished and it feels smooth the next day. I don't wake up with residue or that filmy, sticky feel. A definite favorite. My next favorite for the month is the Murad City Skin Age Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 50, and this is a mineral sunscreen. I can tell that I am down to here with the use of this product. This is supposed to protect, brighten, and correct. This is a 100% mineral sunscreen, and she retails for $65. This protects against aging rays, burning rays, pollution, blue light from electronics, and radiation. I've been spending a lot of time in front of, computer. Can't tell you how many hours I spend on my phone. And I also do use my iPad quite a bit. So I'm glad that this protects against all of those things. This has a polymer matrix that helps to inhibit adhesion and penetration of toxins, and this has a color correcting tint that evens tone and boosts radiance. And this is got no parabens, sulfates, or phthalates, and Murad also does not test on animals, which I love. So I'll show you the tint here. Blend it onto the skin. It leaves it nice and glowy. This has a light scent to it. Unlike other mineral sunscreens, this applies evenly onto the skin and it's not thick whatsoever. This applies really nicely. I feel like I don't need another moisturizer under it. I do wear this with or without makeup, and I do reapply when I don't wear the makeup. I know I just got this. I think it was part of an Ipsy or the Sephora Play box, but this is a Marula makeup setting spray, and it's got an SPF of 30, so I'm excited to see how this works. I have yet to try it. I know that for all of us who love their sunscreen, this could be a great option when you're wearing a full face and you want to reapply. I have yet to try this. While it is a moisturizer, it has a little bit of a dewy finish. I love this guy, and this will be my summer moisturizer. Now let's talk about some sheet masks. I have been loving sheet masks a lot. Like a lot. So I want to incorporate sheet masks into favorites video. I have been enjoying the results. Sheet masks are a lot of fun. They're very relaxing, but they're just like so fun. I know, so fun, huh? So I'm gonna talk about 2 sheet masks in this video. First is the Shine K Superfood Berry Honey Mask Pack. She looks like this. This had a really nice scent to it when I first used it. Obviously I can't smell it now, but I got this on Face Story, part of, I think it was the April box, and I just kind of used this mask without even reading what it was supposed to do to the skin. It was just one of those days when I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll use a sheet mask tonight. And holy cow, when I put the sheet mask on, it just smelled so good. It was light, it was refreshing, my skin felt amazing. The sheet mask type was that thicker kind of white sheet mask, and the essence was clear. It absorbed so nicely onto the skin. I applied the remaining essence onto the hands, neck, and chest. There was a ton of essence to go around in this little itty bitty package. I was pleasantly surprised with this sheet mask. This retails for $2.95 on the Face Story site. After, you know, the month is over, you can purchase individual masks on their site. If, say for example, you fell in love with a mask that you got last month or months prior, so you can restock. This is deeply moisturizing, and unlike some sheet masks where the results just kind of last for like 5 minutes or maybe overnight and then you rinse it off and then you're like back to normal, I felt like the results from this sheet mask lasted for, I want to say, 2 days. I felt like my skin was glowy, dewy, and smooth, felt firmer. Like I felt like my forehead looked so good after I used this sheet mask. I'm totally going to repurchase this. So I kind of started a list of sheet masks that I'm going to repurchase. So once I have a large enough amount of sheet masks that I love, I will put in an order. Love this. I think this is by Celeb or Will and Cos. I don't know. But how cute is this? I got this sheet mask in their June box. Fall in love with the packaging. Their fourth ingredient here is niacinamide, which helps to brighten the skin. This little guy, I left it on for about 10 to 20 minutes. This had a ton of essence as well. It was that clear kind of watery essence. There was tons to go around in the packaging, so I applied it onto the neck, chest, and the arms as well. This is supposed to moisturize and brighten, and it's also supposed to detoxify the skin. This also contains collagen, which helps to prevent wrinkles and boost the elasticity of the skin. This little guy retails for $3.50. However, this was part of their June box. After, you know, doing a sheet mask, I'll leave the essence on, and then I'll go in with the Drunk Elephant Marula facial oil. I feel like that combination has proven itself to give me the best results. Now on to some skin prep. It is summertime and it is crazy hot out here. I mean, it's always hot in California. Like, we don't really have seasons. I do feel like the pores here around my T-zone, sometimes along here, I feel like they are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I like to go in with the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless 12-hour perfecting primer. Now I do have the old packaging because I did buy this towards the end of summer of last year. I feel like the older we get, the larger our pores get. I do go in with the MAC mineralized charged water all over the face, and then I go in with this and I only apply this on my T-zone area. Sometimes I'll bring it down to the chin. I do feel that throughout the day, especially in these hot summer days, I feel like my chin just gets oily as well. I do like a very glowy look to the skin, but with it being summer and all, I just look like a total grease ball after like 10 or maybe noon. And I do have normal skin. I just feel like, you know, with the heat and the sweat and the longer days, this helps to control the oil throughout the day. Now, this retails for $32 at Sephora. This helps to fight shine and smooth the appearance of pores. If you don't necessarily want to fight oil and you just want to have a smoother complexion, maybe you can use it around the smile lines or around, you know, some forehead lines. Now on to a powder. I know Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder. This is cruelty free as well. I think this is like $3, $4, maybe $5 at the drugstore. I purchased this to help fight the shine that I get along the T-zone. This is the second one I've purchased of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder. I really do like it. I haven't tried a lot of powders from the drugstore. I think this is my very first one, so I can't say that I've tried a gajillion of them because I have not. I think that their Photo Focus collection, you do get a lot of bang for your buck. So if you're on a budget and you want to control oils or just set your makeup, this is a great powder. And now for my last favorite of the month. I've been obsessed with this. I know, I know. This has been at the top of my vanity and I reach for this every day, and you will probably can tell from, you know, the use that it's gotten. And I use all of this palette. Like, this is my go-to. I am living for the bronzer. I am living for this Beach Nectar highlighter, and I actually really like this blush shade. I did do a comparison swatch on my Instagram between this Becca Jaclyn Hill collab with their Pamplemousse Mineral Blush, because they do look similar. However, this is more of a matte shade, and the Becca and Chrissy Teigen Glow Face palette has a little bit more of a sheen to it and a little bit more of a glow to it. I have been loving this palette. I know a lot of people didn't purchase this, but I did, and I'm so glad that I did, because I have been reaching for this, I kid you not, on the daily. And sometimes I will, you know, mix and match products from both of these palettes. I know the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette is like so old news. This came out like last year and it was all the rage. As far as makeup, those are just, you know, the two things that I have been loving for the last month. All right, and that does it for my June favorites video. I hope you guys enjoyed having a look at all of the products that I have been loving for the month of May and June. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, be sure to check me out on all of my other social media platforms. I know I don't have many. I am not yet on Facebook, and Snapchat is like my personal Snapchat, so I don't know if you want to click on that. I'm hardly ever on it anyway. I am definitely most active on Instagram. It is my favorite social media platform. Be sure to stay tuned. I do have a number of videos planned for the future, and I hope you guys will stick around for them. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Toby is in the room and he is sleeping, and right now he's barking in his sleep. I think it's all over now. So where Toby's sleeping? I think he was about to bark.